Mandalorian, man, come on. I
Yep.
believe that little
That
Groku.
little bit, that little grow, that little baby.
Oh, you should be in that show. I mean, I want all of us to be in that show, but you could totally I can see you in that show. My goodness.
Hey, they're doing a bunch of spin-offs, so maybe we'll all get a chance.
That's the
Yeah.
goal. I think that's we Ghost of Tsushima. We're just gonna transfer over. Everyone gets taken to a
There you
separate
go.
Lucasfilm series. One of us just each branches. I think why
If
not?
Game of Thrones actors can be in it, other
For real.
GOT actors can be.
We can spread all
Ghost
the
of Tsushima.
GOT love.
Don't talk to me about Game of Thrones.
Oh,
Oh,
really? Why? Oh, you don't like it?
I loved it
Oh,
until
Until the end.
until the act. Okay, that's another hour of
yeah.
yeah,
Oh.
that's the whole. Man.
It's true. It's true.
Hello, everyone. Hi. Can you see us? Can you hear us? Are we here? Do you look who it is? Look who it is. It's Francois. All right. Everyone's freaking out. Thank you so much for the subs. Dice, thank you so much for the raid.
Of course, always.
Well, thanks
Yeah.
for having on, guys.
Yes, it's an honor.
It is an honor to
What
have you
process.
here.
Tell me what to say and do, and I will just. I will do it.
Well, I mean, as everyone knows, we've got Francois Chau here, who's the inimicable Sensei Ishikawa. What else? I mean, he's been Shredder. He's been on pretty much every single great sci-fi or sort of, I don't know, nerddom show you could possibly imagine. They are. Oh my gosh! Do you see it? Do you see
Yeah,
the
did you see
Shredder,
that?
y'all? Do
I
you
feel
see
like-
it?
With
Wait,
with just that, you kind of look like Jin at.
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
turn.
See?
It's
Wait,
like you're the original Jin.
yeah.
Wow, you have an action figure.
Dang.
Dang.
Dang. I'm the only one here that doesn't have an action figure.
my body looks exactly like this.
Chiseled, cut from
Yeah.
marble.
Cut.
Well, you are in shape. I mean,
I know, Francois.
yeah, I got to visit you, and I think I posted some photos on Instagram. But yeah, I got to hang out with you at your lovely home.
Oh, thanks.
And,
Yeah, you know, that was like a couple months into the lockdown, right?
Yes.
So we were still figuring out,
Yep.
you know,
Yeah.
things to keep myself. I had we threw our shuriken stars into the targets.
Dang.
Showed Dice my bow and arrow. You know, I guess it's a good coincidence that since I play Ishikawa Sensei, I do practice archery. I've been doing it for years now, so that's something, I guess.
Yeah. Do you have do you have a story like that? Like you mentioned that you did archery to them, and you were
Did that
maybe
sweeten the
gonna
Did that
do-
sweeten the deal a little?
Well, you were maybe gonna do the mocap, but I don't know if you actually got to do.
I didn't. Well, you know, I think I met you, Dice. Dice, it's been like years now. At the when we were auditioning people, right?
Yeah.
And we went to that studio, and then the director let me jump around and move like a samurai, and
Yep. I remember that.
ride on the fake horse and all that stuff.
Right.
And I was like, hey, this might be fun. And I was also to do it, but then time passed, and you know, like the next year, I still hadn't heard anything, and I thought, oh, I guess I'm not doing the mocap. And then I think I was busy shooting other stuff, so finally, I just did all the VO stuff with the head-mounted camera with you, and then somebody else must have done the mocap stuff. But I don't know. You know, feels like it's me running around. It's fun.
Yeah. In the game, you definitely do some badass archery for
Yeah,
sure.
should we give a quick give a quick look at that little section in the game?
Yeah,
Have a little moment
I
with
feel like we need to get the Ghost of Tsushima out of our system before we can get to
yeah. We'll exercise this demon first, and then we'll move on.
yes,
This
for our
Oni, as we
viewers.
say. All right. So everyone should be able to. Hello. You all see? We've got digital Francois, we've got real Francois, we got it all.
Wow.
Okay,
Look at that guy. Look at that guy. All right, we got to talk to him.
Sensei, any word on Tomoe?
which one is
But
this?
I'm not sure you are ready for her.
You make her sound like a demon.
That's not far off the mark. Tomoe is fearless. She is not samurai, but she is a born killer.
I know the type.
No, you do not.
Oh, now I see it.
Oh.
Awesome.
All right, let's go back. I mean, do we want to watch more? We can watch more. I just have to play more.
Where are we headed?
It's just me like, oh, we got Francois here. Francois, I'm just gonna play through it while you just talk. You can just commentate. Oh, well, wait, no. Anyways, yeah,
Wow.
that scene is so great. How, again, you it looks so much like all of it. It keeps like freaking me. I know it's such a
It's pretty
novel thing,
amazing, huh? I mean,
but it's that thing of like, I feel like games have come such a long way, and
yeah.
like Francois, I feel like you have been in games like since they like Wing Commander. Sorry, I don't mean to bring up Wing Commander too,
No, man,
but that's like
like
early motion. You know, like it's like picture capture. Like it's like what is that called? Like almost like rotoscoped. I don't know.
no,
Like,
but you know what? Before Wing Commander, I did something else where it was like totally early, where I was
oh,
standing, in front of the. I wasn't even green screen then, and then
oh,
they would tape me, and I would say stuff, and then I would turn and say stuff, and I would turn this way and say stuff, and just like
Hmm.
that. But that was way early. Wing
oh
Commander
wow.
was 94,
Yeah,
90,
and
is
like
that right?
I feel
But
like when
that
that
was
came out, people were like,
oh,
"Whoa, we've got people.
because
They look like
yeah,
people."
because we it was
I
that was
know.
that was not that was not computer generated.
Yeah, it was just they. It was the that.
We
What is that
we
called?
basically filmed all the in between scenes, the dialogue scenes and all that stuff. It
Yeah.
was just like filming a movie. Real sets, real everything. We went in there, filmed it. I mean, if you took all the scenes and you put it together, you have basically a movie
Yeah, that's
Wow.
with all these people. I was like, Mark Hamill, what the hell are you
yeah.
doing?
Mark Hamill's in it. Like the, I mean, the Wing Commander series. I feel like
Yeah,
those. Like so, it's pretty much like everyone. I feel like it's a veritable like, oh yeah, that person they go on to
yeah.
do that. That person, oh that person they go on to do. Oh that person,
Oh,
you basically everyone. Yeah, it's pretty
it was
incredible.
crazy. It was Mark, and then uh, yeah. You see, now I'm so bad. Biff from Back to the Future,
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
right?
Wow.
All these other people who were, uh, who showed up, and I was like, wow, what are you? Malcolm McDowell was in it.
Yeah, everyone's working on this
Like
game.
Malcolm McDowell, why are you here?
Yes, star of stage and screen, Malcolm
Yeah,
McDowell, British treasure, Malcolm
yeah,
McDowell.
that one. I was like, whoa, baby.
Hyper violence, Malcolm McDowell.
Yes, yes, yes.
So for that, you got to act with them
Yeah,
then?
yeah. No, like I say, it was just like
Yeah, I
shooting
don't
Oh,
know.
a
okay.
video or a movie.
I'll send you
Wow,
the
that's
clips of the game, but it's like it does actually. It's very especially for the '90s. You're like, oh my gosh,
Oh
this
yeah,
looks. It's like those arcade games. I feel like they were like you could only get them at a certain type of arcade, or you needed like a certain computer to be able to play
right,
like the
right.
that level of like because it was pretty much like a playable movie.
Yeah,
Like I remember there was another one that was like there's like a old west shoot 'em up one. There's a bunch of different ones of that style, but like it was a really popular thing for a while, and then it seems like things started shifting towards
the
motion capture.
technology
Yeah, like the
just went
technology shifted.
shifted so fast that because that game they sent me the game right, and I was trying to play it on my computer, and you're using the keyboard and stuff, and they say it's better if you got to get a joystick and you got to get blah blah blah. I'm like I don't have that, so I'm trying to say I never I could never get past the first mission because I was like, oh, what am I doing? Oh, I'm blown up. Oh, that's
Oh, we're
oh man.
down. Oh man.
So I didn't see the whole thing because I couldn't get past them. After a while, I was like, forget it.
Oh, dang.
Have you been a gamer throughout your life, you think, or?
Um, no, the first game I played was, and this was the first Zelda. The Zelda game,
Very
which
first.
was, I think it was the first, and it was on the Nintendo. Nintendo's had a bunch of
Yeah.
different, right?
The original Nintendo, the old school, the gray box.
Yeah. Right. I played that and I was like, wow, this is great. That was because it's like, oh, you can just go and do stuff, and it was great. My wife and I used to play it. We'd be like, up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
No, don't do that. What
I have to get out of this dungeon.
Yeah, I can't figure it out. And
That's
well,
amazing.
that was a while ago. So
And now currently, I hear tell that you are working your way through Breath of the Wild.
yes, working my way through when my daughter is not on the game, which is pretty much. She's way ahead of me. I'm still trying to catch the horse to, ride and stuff. But Breath of the Wild is amazing.
Yeah,
It's you compare it to games just a couple of years ago, and you go, holy cow!
it's definitely come a long way.
The world that they created and how you can get around, and it's just you just go, wow. I mean, just like Ghost, it's like the whole world. You can just you can see way off, and you're going.
Yeah, I believe that's called the draw distance.
Yeah.
In technological game terms, I think that's called a draw distance, and it's a real remarkable thing about our particular game that it's so long and
Yes, it
vast.
is. I remember playing on PlayStation. This was years ago too. It was another samurai. Man, what was it called?
Was it
Onimusha.
Tenchi? Oh, Onimusha! Oh,
Yeah, right?
That's a classic.
It is a classic. I was like, ooh. And that wasn't that like the first time where not the first time, but they had the actor.
There was an actor. Yeah, it was a Japanese actor who played. Oh gosh. Yeah, and they used his face.
It was his face.
Yeah, it was one of the first ones that did
Yeah.
that, and it was
Yeah.
yeah. People were like, "What are they doing? Well, how did they do that? The technology."
Yeah. Takeshi Kaneshiro.
Yes.
That was his name.
Yeah.
As soon as you see his face, he's in a bunch of
Yeah, he's
House
so
of Flying
iconic.
Daggers. Have you seen that
Yep.
movie?
Yep,
Right?
yep,
Yeah,
I think
stuff
so.
like that. So you go, oh man, that's him.
Yeah.
But even that, I thought that was just amazing to play. But even that compared to Ghost is just like, wow, this is, it's a stick figures compared to.
Yeah, I think you will enjoy Ghost of Tsushima when you play it. And I hope you
Hey,
get.
anybody from Sony or PlayStation listening?
Francois needs
I'm
a
still-
PlayStation.
I'm still trying to get my PS5.
Oh man, Francois, you might have more luck. I tried every angle. I basically had to resort to I used every technological tool that I possibly could in my millennialness harness and managed to get one, but it also required me to just happened to be awake at 4 in the morning when a brand new release happened because pandemic and what's sleep and
Yeah.
but I just happened to be like, and it's happening right now. I can order right. And I tried so hard. I actually, keep working the Sony angle. But if you do need help,
Well,
I've helped a couple people already. So
I went to the PlayStation site, right? And you click on and it says,
oh no.
so I'm like, oh, okay. And then every time I go, it's like, oh, nothing. Then one time I clicked on the site and it said 10 minutes until you are in queue.
10 minutes is a really good.
And I go,
that's
shit,
a great queue estimate.
And then as soon as that 10 minutes was over,
sold out.
Blink, sold out. I mean, not even half a second. As soon as I went this, boom.
Oh,
damn! What's
man.
It's a cruel mistress. The PS5 chase right now. I don't know.
It's cruel.
Well, sooner or later, I'll get one.
Fingers crossed. I mean, we gotta. Yeah, that's what we just gotta start working all the angles.
Yeah. I gotta schmooze with someone who knows,
who's high up on the Sony ladder.
High up on the totem pole. Yeah.
Not us. Definitely not us.
Come on.
I mean, maybe Dice.
Can't help you.
Maybe Dice.
Yeah. I got help, but yeah, I can't.
Dice is like, I feel bad. I'm sorry. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
I couldn't get more than one though.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was like Dice can get as many PS5s as possible. We'll just let Dice get. Dice wants 5? Great. Oh, he wants 2 more? Okay, great. Just
see, that's like us standing in line at some posh restaurant and Dice comes in. Oh, that's good. Come in.
Oh,
this
Mr.
table's ready.
Oh.
Yeah. Please. There's your reserve table is over there.
So I have this is I'm pulling out deep cuts because I'm a deep cut kind of nerd, but Quick Kick was one of your first like VO gigs, right? In G.I. Joe? Yeah.
Oh my God, you have all the action figures ready to go.
Multiple action figures, y'all.
Yes.
Multiple action figures.
I still have the same physique. Look.
They're just going they're going with the template. They know what he looks like, and that's why he's getting these castings, ladies and gentlemen. Rock hard, intimidating.
That was actually my first gig.
Really?
My first gig when I came to LA.
Wow.
I mean, I was like, what's happening? What's going on?
You're a G.I. Joe.
Yeah, I was like, you have an audition for this voiceover thing. I said, okay, so
whatever.
Go, and it's like, I was like, I had no idea what was happening. When I got the job, I was like, oh wow, this is crazy. But it was great. It was just it was a fun thing to do as soon as I.
That's incredible. That's such a. I mean, there are worse first jobs.
Shit. Yeah.
I feel like we're going down your resume. So, with Lost, what was the NDA like? Like compared to kind of connecting with Ghost of Tsushima, obviously you have NDA. What was it like working on Lost as far as like, story-wise? Do you know what's happening, or do you do you not know
Lost
anything at all?
Was I think because of Lost. Now, everything you do, you got to sign an NDA. At that time, it was kind of like, it's almost like one of the first shows that everybody's trying to figure out what's going on, and they're trying to get every little bit of info. So it was very, security was tight, I guess. So we didn't really, I mean, just speaking for myself, I didn't get the full script, or I didn't get, all the stuff that you needed. I would just be like, I'd be in my hotel room, and the night before, they'd slip my little scenes under the door for me.
Oh man!
Oh dang! That must have felt like you're like in the institute. You are there, like there.
Yeah, and then
your directives.
I would learn it, and then the next day I'd go and shoot it, and then sometimes, they would audition people with like they do now. It wouldn't be like this is for Lost. They would have some
right.
fake name.
Right.
They'd have some fake scenes that they audition people with, and then
Gotta keep them on their toes.
Yeah, call sheets sometimes had weird names that you go,
Oh, weird.
who's, who's this
Aliases.
person? Yeah, I guess.
Cornelius Hufflefinger is number 1
Yeah,
on the call sheet.
yeah. Uh,
Do you
but yeah,
remember?
yeah, it was pretty. I've talked to a couple other cast members, and yeah, for them it was kind of the same. That they, you just get the parts of stuff that you do, and
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, that would really stress me out.
yeah, because you don't know what's
The full picture is
Right.
like that's sometimes I find that sometimes really disorienting. Sometimes where you're like I want to help.
yeah, yeah,
I feel like I can help if I knew what this was supposed to look like, but you all just want me to not know.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because I got little tidbits of the stuff, and I would, mostly the first few seasons, it was just me in those orientation films.
Hmm.
I would do those, and little by little, there was a couple more things to do. But then when they finally, I think it was in the fifth season where I was sort of there live with other people, and I had scenes with, and then the character was, more.
You were a real person and not a
Yeah.
video presentation within a TV show.
Right. And then, and by that time, I get these scenes, and I'm reading it, and I'm going, wow, I'm, I'm kind of an asshole in these scenes. There's not much I can do about it now because I've shot all this other stuff already that's led up to this. So I can't all of a sudden say, hey, this is not me. I'm going to be, so,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I guess I just have to run with this, go along with this.
How do you make this series of circumstances now?
Yeah.
How do you make them work?
Right.
Acting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting because with Lost, the first couple of seasons, like you were one of the people who like, oh, this person, this character has the answers. Like we have to, this person knows everything. He knows the secrets of the island.
Yeah.
but in fact, the actor is like, I'm just saying.
Yeah. I said, oh, that's the guy. Yeah. And it was like, when the show got really popular and stuff, and people would see me in the grocery store and stuff, and they would go, "Hey," and so in episode 5 of
when you
season
said
3,
this specific
when you
word,
said, or when that person did this, what does that mean? What is that? And I'm like,
Sir, I'm just trying to get some broccoli.
I don't know. It's a mystery.
What you should have done is just stared at him and then just backed away. You shouldn't know. You shouldn't know.
Wow.
I have a question. So this is we're gonna start getting into deeper industry based questions. But so one of the things that I have noticed is that oftentimes you are cast in positions of villainous nature, not so savory humans.
What are you trying to say?
Well, one of the things I feel like we see you as obviously Shredder. We've got Jules Pierre Mao. We have I guess Lost. You're everyone's kind of ambiguous in Lost, kind of, because everyone's just lost. But I guess one of my big questions is, and then we have Walter, who I love so much. For those of you that don't know, it's Arthur's stepdad in the current, the newest iteration of the Tick. Francois plays probably one of the most delightful characters. And I know I got to tell you when we met up for a signing session, but it brings me so much joy, just the character in general. And so I guess my question is has I don't know, sort of getting those meaner characters made it, I don't know, all the more sweet for this I don't know, there's something about Walter that I just find so delightful.
I told you Walter, I mean, it took a long time for Walter to get here, but he is my all-time favorite character. I've never, I mean, if I, you know, who knows what's coming ahead, but so far Walter is there because he's just like this sort of nice nerdy guy who you know, you're like, hey, it's just the guy.
Yeah,
I
it's
do play
wholesome.
a lot of bad guys. I mean, I'd say like 90% of the time I'm the you know, since I started acting, I've been uh, I'm yeah, all these episodics. When I was younger, I was sort of the you know, number two gang member in the leather jacket, and slowly I worked
You
myself up.
got you got an upgrade through the
Number
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
organization.
Slowly I got myself up until finally I was the you know
Boss.
the guy in the Armani suit, the drug lord, right? I
Mm-hmm.
played a lot of those. So uh, I guess it's pretty good that I could, you know, I found a niche that I could get into. I don't know if it's what that says about me being able to, you know, play bad guys.
Well, I mean,
But
I think the main thing that I think that's also an interesting thing where, you know, obviously like our our Asianness, your
yeah,
Asianness has
yeah,
a hand in that
yeah,
clearly,
sure,
and so I mean, obviously, you know, with the industry sort of evolving and shaping the way that it has, like I don't know, I feel like it's such a beautiful thing in being able to see a character like Walter
yeah,
sort of grow and be realized by you, and I find it so great because I feel like they're in media currently, like, you know, when we see sort of older Asian men,
hmm
they are awful.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you know, like kind of canonically across the board, like either set in their ways or traditional or whatever,
right,
you know,
right,
like it. And so it's this, I don't know, like there's something about it that I find to be such a breath of fresh air in this, like, oh wow, yeah, there are examples of our elders that are, you know, that that are
yeah.
wholesome, that are helpful, that are, you know, lovely. And I think that they also, I don't know, Francois, you're fucking hilarious. Like I think you do
I
such a
sound like
great job. Like
it was it was great because I was shooting the Tick at the same time I was shooting Expanse, right?
Oh.
So
so you're being the worst dad
yeah,
and then you're being the best dad at the
yeah,
same
yeah. So I'm like, I
That's
go,
amazing.
I fly up to Toronto to do Expanse, and I'm like, hey, Mr. Mao, you know, what a, get that guy. And then I go, I fly to New York and do Walter, and I'm like,
Oh wow.
oh, this is so great. And
The
it's just,
range.
yeah, it's just, I mean, you know, it's so lucky to be able to do sort of like the anti Jules Pierre Mao and the anti, you know, Walter
Yeah.
at the same time, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like I say, Walter is just, you know, you work all this time, and you guys are actors, you know how what the roles are out there, and it's so great that you get to a point where you go, oh, you know, this is what I'm talking about. This is the kind of character that you know you get to play instead of just you know like, you know, go kill you know, get me
Yes,
MacGyver, get me
boss.
blah blah, you know, yeah, you know. So Mr. You know, Magnum, what are you doing? Whatever the show is at the
I'm a
time. Right.
doctor.
Yeah,
I'm a doctor doing doctor things. Do you know
yeah.
that? I'm a doctor doing doctor things.
But yeah,
Oh.
no, Walter is you know,
So, I mean, I guess the one question is, how are your feet?
uh, if we had another season, I would have maybe found out. But
Oh, that's
I
one of
have
my.
no
I don't know.
idea.
I just it's
It,
my
it,
favorite thing. I don't know why, but it's just.
it's another thing like Lost, right? You're going, what? People ask you, what is the, you know, why what does this mean, or what does this mean? And then people go, so what does the why do you, what's with the feet? Like, I don't know.
Why not though? Why
Yeah,
not?
why
It's a.
not?
I mean,
I
I
mean,
think it's a weirdly like disarming and actually kind of interesting question to ask
right,
someone. Where you're like, how are your feet?
right, yeah. I guess.
Uh,
Well, if for you guys out there who watched The Tick, if you watched Walter in season 1, and then, well, I don't want to, I was going to say no spoilers, but I don't think it's, and you watch him in season 2, you go, oh, wait a minute, oh, Walter's got some secrets.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
absolutely. That's
so you go,
Walter's super interesting. I mean, sorry
yeah,
for those
yeah,
of you
yeah,
that haven't seen season 2, you should
yeah,
watch season 2. But yeah, so I mean, I think the show was such a really lovely reimagining, and I really enjoyed it.
yeah. I think, I mean, for most people who watch it, and the fan base is small, but it's very, very, I guess loyal, because it's a show that you just, it's kind of weird to describe, but you watch it and you go, wow, you kind of feel so good. You just kind of go, oh, that's a great show. There's nothing to, it's not, there's no,
Yeah.
exploding heads and,
Also, like I mean, I'm also just like, is Griffin Newman great? I listened to his podcast, and
yeah, yeah,
I have like the biggest friend crush on him. I'm like, if we hung out, I think we'd be really good friends. But oh man, you just seem so cool.
he is Arthur.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like he is so very much
Yeah,
that character
yeah.
in who he is. And if you haven't listened to his incredible podcast called Blank Check, everyone really should, because it's like hurts my face funny.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, and they do this great thing about, they watch the Star Wars films, like
He's wearing
episode
his,
1 is the first film of the Star
right.
Wars series, and they take
Right.
it serious. It's just it's excellent. But
It is. I watched it, and then I'm going, what? Griffin, what are you wearing on your nose? And
right, because you were on the George Lucas,
Yeah.
the George Lucas.
yeah, and I did it one section, and I said, what is that? And then I finally figured out, oh,
He's
it's
supposed to be Watto.
it's the little green thing.
The slave owner who the guy who owns Anakin and his mom, the Toydarian Watto. Griffin has this costume, and it's got a little snout, and he wears it, and it's just oh man, it's too much. It's anyways.
I don't know if you could tell, but I haven't seen The Tick, so that's why I've just been like,
Nice. Nice. I'm gonna have to put on my Ishikawa Sensei face.
I don't know if that was obvious for the viewers or you, but
He's got stern Sensei Ishikawa words.
Well, you got,
this is training.
We're still a ways from leaving the house, so you got time.
It's true. It's true.
But we don't know there's gonna be another season or what?
Oh no, it's been canceled. It was only 2.
Aw.
Yeah.
Cut-
So it was
cut back.
it's it's like with all the streaming stuff now, you don't know what they base their stuff on, because you go. I kept looking on it was on Amazon, right? And it was still the only show that had a 5-star whatever rating.
Wow.
All their hits.
Wow.
But then you go, so I guess it's not the rating that tells them.
I mean, when OA after the second season got canceled, it kind of was like because everyone was sort of gearing up for the third, and because it had been plotted out to a full 5-season thing, and then sort of got scrapped, and so it was that thing of like, okay, well, I guess no one's. We're moving on.
Yeah. Oh.
Anyways, so Francois, you are Cambodian.
I am.
And
Well, I'm half Cambodian, half Vietnamese.
There we go. Cambodia Vietnamese. But you were born in Cambodia.
Yeah, in Cambodia.
Awesome.
I was born in Phnom Penh, capital, and then I think I must have been about 4 or 5 maybe, when we left and we moved to Saigon. And I lived in Saigon until I was must have been around 7. And then my mom and I left Saigon, left Vietnam. This was, I think, right. This is 67, end of 67 or something like that. Right before,
Wow.
if you know, I mean, it's so far back now, but Vietnam War stuff, 60,
Yeah.
New Year 68
68.
was the Tet offensive
Mm-hmm.
when things just
That is incredible. Yeah, when things
burned.
ramped up.
Yeah, and then the U.S. is like, oh shit, but
We're out.
yeah, oh man, what's happening here? So we were lucky we left before
Yeah,
that.
that's incredible. That
Yeah,
is so fortunate.
it was great, and yeah, we left. From there, left. I went to France.
Mm-hmm.
Lived in France for about a year and a half.
Parlez-vous français?
Oui,
Yeah.
ton accent est très bien.
Oh my god, my French is terrible. I can order food.
Yeah.
I can not get lost, and I can occasionally be like, ça va?
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Yeah. No, but French is my first language. That's what we spoke in Cambodia.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
For,
wow.
Amazing.
for whatever reason. Yeah, so I spoke French and Vietnamese when I was young. I lived in France to my undying shame or whatever. I forgot all my Vietnamese. I'm like, I can't speak it anymore.
Oh wow.
I came to the States, all I spoke was French. Learned English pretty fast, but now, I hear people speaking in Vietnamese, and I go, hey, that's Vietnamese. I just don't know what they're saying.
I know it.
It's
I don't
like,
know it, but I know it.
yeah. It's like, oh man.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I also though I grew up. I think Dice's as well. We're all third culture kids. Sort of growing up in a country that neither your parents are from.
Right.
And living and existing in that, which I think is wonderful. Yay, third culture kid love. But also, I just love that I don't know, just that cultural juxtaposition of like you being half Cambodian Vietnamese coming to America, but the only language that you speak is French.
Yeah.
Like, I just
Right.
love. There's something about that I just I love it.
Yeah.
Because that I don't know. There's something about that again. That's that sort of beautiful. I don't know the
Well,
dream of the
and,
American I have.
it's great when, of course, because we're Asian, everybody expects us to speak an Asian language. Right?
Oh yeah.
You're like, oh, say it in your native language. I'm like, okay.
And then French.
And they're like, well, no, what are you talking? What are you doing?
No, that's my native language.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. No,
It's always good to keep them surprised,
it is.
keep them
Yeah,
guessing.
I have to tell you, that's sort of one of my many little pet peeves of this, for us anyway, in this industry, is that even now, right? I mean, before, like 20 years ago, every show had the Chinatown episode, right? Where it was once a year where there's a bunch of Asian actors get a chance to do an episodic of
They
something.
get to be on an episode of TV. We got them all together, you guys.
Right. And of course, if it was Chinese or Korean or Japanese, whatever, of course, we all had to speak that language for some reason. But then when we speak to the white person, we're speaking English, and we're like, blah, blah, blah. And we turn to, somebody the other Asian character, and we have to speak in Chinese or something. And I'm like, well, why are we doing that? Why are we, we don't do that in life, right? Well, we're not speaking in any weird Asian language right now. Because
If everyone understands
right.
English, then why aren't we just speaking in the language everyone
right.
understands?
Yeah. And it used to be, 20, 30 years ago when you go, oh yeah, the parents could have been, first generation, so they don't speak that much English, so we have to speak that. But now, even now, it's still, when you have an Asian family or an Asian something, and the kids are, totally, they've been here forever, they're born here, their first language is English. It's like, I think we've gotten to the point where even the parents are, the first generation Americans now. We're not. They're not. They didn't just come over from wherever we came over from,
Yep.
they all speak English like we do. But it's in the mind, I guess, for the writers or whatever it's still different exotic people. They still got to speak when they're with each other. They still got to, you
Yeah.
know, it's
Everyone's just
you
gonna
know,
be you.
I see it. I see it that it's, of course that's true. But more and more now. I mean, we're 20 years into the 21st century. It's like
Yeah, absolutely. It, it
most
is
of the stuff.
it is a strange thing where I feel like it's that thing of like we get extra ethnicity points if we have
Yeah.
them speak a different language.
Right.
Right.
And they're obviously not going to speak it with like the white person because the white
Right,
person doesn't
right.
speak the language. So we'll just have them speak the language together. It adds a bit of Asian spice. Well,
Yeah.
it makes it seem more authentic.
Yeah. What's good now is that I've seen a couple of things where they'll have the white person, because they see you and they'll say something, in Chinese or Korean or something, and the person will go like, "Hey, dude, what are you talking about?"
Yeah.
Which is great.
I love that. I do love that. It's like, I speak English, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I was born in, San Jose, man. What are you? Yeah.
Are there any examples in which you fought back because that was your pet peeve in your career?
I'm trying to think. Yeah, it's I guess fought back would be, I've said, I've asked writers and producers. I said,
why?
why am I speaking? Why do I have to
Right.
speak Chinese to this person, who's also Chinese? But we both speak English, and we're speaking English to everybody else. Is it because we're trying to say something in secret, or is it because we don't want them to know, or what?
Right.
But
No,
you
we
can
just
bring it
wanted
up.
to hear the Chinese.
Yeah, you can bring it up, and it depends on the. I think it is getting much better. People will say, "Oh, you're right. That's." And
Yeah.
the thinking is starting to turn a little bit, where it doesn't like Walter, right? I don't even know if he's, I guess his name is Cheng, so he's maybe Chinese. I don't, but nobody, there's no one ever says, hey, speaks to him in Chinese, or has him
Yeah.
say anything in Chinese or anything else.
Mm-hmm.
It's just this guy who happens to be of Asian descent, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's great. So, but to answer your question, I have kind of questioned it, brought it up, but the business where it's, um, depending on where you are, I guess in the
Right.
hierarchy of things, right? I mean, you can question stuff, but for them to take you seriously, you might have to be number one on the call sheet, as opposed
Right.
to, the guest star of the week kind of guy.
Yeah.
Right.
And, if you're just a gun for hire, then just kind of, okay, this is your thing. I'll try to figure out a way to do it so that if not, just gratuitously.
Blatantly offensive.
Yeah.
I'll try and fix it for you. Great.
All of a sudden it's that way. But,
And I love how you said that it's, I think you have to speak their language, which is story, and how
Yeah.
like why is it that I'm speaking
right.
this other language? If there's a good reason, then yes, but if not, then hopefully that writer or director would see that it's
Yeah, or
stupid.
takes that on board, or is like, oh, hey, I didn't even think about that. Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah.
And I think
now it's shifting. Things are.
Well, yeah. One of the things is the shifting is like I think more and more of those people know that it makes them look bad,
Mm-hmm.
and it will affect their
Yeah.
sales. It affects their money. So it's
Well,
like that's one way to put it.
Also, to be totally honest, I mean, for me personally, it's a pet peeve, not just because of all this, but mostly it's because I don't speak an Asian language. So if they want me to do it, then I have to go, okay, then unless you get me someone, or now, okay, I'll try to find a friend of mine who will translate this for me and speak and tape it for me so I I can say it phonetically or whatever,
Yeah.
right? It's very, it's like, and I can, when I do it, I just picture in my head when, if I'm speaking Chinese, a couple of lines of Chinese and something, right? And I'm doing it. And of course, in my mind, I'm saying it perfectly. I mean, I'm like a
You're
native,
doing
right?
it. Yeah.
Yeah. But then I'm just seeing like a native speaker watching me and going, "What the fuck is he saying?"
Yeah.
And then you're just like, I'm sorry.
It's like I did a show once with Jimmy Hong,
Mm.
right? James Hong, uh, and the whole scene was in Chinese. Of
Oh.
course, he speaks it
Yeah.
fluently, and I have to learn it all phonetically. And this was a kind of a long scene. I was like,
Oh, that's a
so I
nightmare.
learned it, and then we start doing it. And I said, "Hey, Jimmy, I don't know what I'm saying, so I don't know what you're saying. So uh,
Can
we
you
got to
help?
figure out how to make this work." And he
Yeah.
goes, "Oh, don't worry." He said, "Okay, uh, when I say my line, I'm going to say my line, and then when I finish, I'll do something like this, or I'll do this, or I'll do something like this, right? That means that I'm finished, and you can start saying your line."
Oh, wow. That's nice.
That
Yeah.
is what
Oh,
a
thank you,
champ.
thank you, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, that's why he's James Hong.
That's
Like,
right. That's right.
legend.
Oh man, he's like
Wow.
he's like 300 years old, I think.
He's ancient. I mean, I
I
think
I
eventually he's just going to like become, I don't know, eternal.
I know he is, and he's a friggin' amazing actor. I watched him and stuff, and I go, wow. Small little scenes here and there, and I go, man, that's you know, that's that
He's doing the
that's why
work.
he's around this all this time, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, no, but yeah, that's like I say, that's one of my many little pet peeves that I'll get over.
Many. Do you have more?
Oh, it's
Don't you?
turning.
What are
Don't
others?
you?
Yeah, I do.
let's let it out. Air it
Yeah.
out. No. Anyways. Oh, should we I feel is it time for questions? Should we move
We could
to
do
chat?
questions.
Cuz some the back our final portion is when we
Oh, sure.
scour the chat because people have been asking questions to the moderators and directing them to them. For those of you that didn't know, I feel like we've done this so many times I forgot to tell everyone. If you do have questions for Francois, please at one of the moderators, and they will hopefully, if it's not a repeat or something that we don't already have, add it to our list of questions. But yeah.
Do you miss the theater? I don't know. This is one thing I always ask.
I was actually I forgot I was gonna ask that. As well.
Or do you prefer, do you have a preference of, like, what's your favorite medium, I guess I would say? Or is it about that at all?
I think I don't want to disappoint anybody about my,
No?
but I love the theater. I used to, before I started doing film and TV work, I did a lot of theater, and I still did. I did a lot when I came out to LA. I did a lot of regional theater up in San Francisco and Berkeley, San Jose, so forth. Now that I'm much older and much more lazy, whenever somebody comes in and says, "Hey, yeah, offers me it was a production we want you to do, and this is going to be great, and this and that." And the first thing that kind of comes to my mind now is that, let's see, that's usually about 3 weeks of rehearsals every day, 8 hours a day, and then once we open, that's 8 shows a week. For whatever the run is, 3-4 weeks. In my mind, I'm going, wow, that's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
It is. It's true. It's true.
I'm like, oh, It's almost like, you want to capture that energy and that drive that you had when we're all starting out, and we're like, oh man, we'll do anything. A theater, a play, yeah, of course, of course I'll do it. Um, I have to be honest. It's going to take a lot for me to go, a play. Let's do it. Not just because I'm, kind of jaded and lazy now, but it's because, I have a family. I've got things. I've got my
Yeah.
daughter.
It's true.
Scheduling is, I can't. When I was younger and single, I could just go off and do, 3 months in wherever.
Me and Dice are like, we don't have families. That's why.
Well, there you go. Well, now there's other factors you have to think about and stuff like that. But yeah, to be totally honest, I still love, if the right piece came along. Yeah, sure. Obviously, I would, and I could work out the scheduling and stuff. Obviously, yeah, I would do it. But
Is there a kind of role that you would that you would want that would bring you back to the theater or whatever? Like, what is like your? Is it something like Walter?
Yeah, well, sure. The last, the last production I did was 2011, maybe.
At the Geffen?
I did a show. Yeah, 11.
11,
So,
yeah.
I did a show at the Geffen
Yeah.
here in LA called.
Kevin.
Wow, see, got a brain fart.
I get it all the time.
Yeah.
I would not remember anything. I don't. My viewers know. I don't remember anything.
Extraordinary Chambers.
Extraordinary Chambers. You were nominated for an award too.
Yeah, whatever whatever we have, the ovation. Right?
Yeah.
It was a great part. Basically, it was almost like, did this guy, it was. I went, wow, this is written for me, because it was an older, like a guy in his 60s or 70s, a Cambodian sort of, businessman who is suspected of being one of the head of the Khmer Rouge in the Cambodian genocide, like a war criminal, right? And who was going to be arrested and was going to be put on trial. The play was sort of the background, and the character was great. It was that he spoke French, he spoke Khmer. It was basically this guy that was me. And I was going, wow, this is me. Except that the bad part is, I'm not a war criminal, so.
No.
I'm not a killer of thousands of people.
You
but
did
it
not
was
enact genocide.
Yeah. But something like that would I would jump in a second. Something new or something. All the stuff that sort of the classic stuff that people always say, oh, I wish I would, I would, when I get older, I would love to do Lear, or I would love to do, or whatever. And I'm like, well, it's weird. It's like,
done.
Yeah, and unless it's something, everything I see now is kind of, and which is kind of sad for me, is that I see it through a sort of racial lens. Everything is I watch TV, I watch all this stuff now, and like I say, Shakespeare, great, but I'm going, well, hey, it's like an old white English guy, great writer, but I don't, I'm not like dying to go speak in iambic pentameter for 3 hours. It's just not. It's not like it's not there, right?
It's one worldview.
Yeah.
It's one worldview that has had the spotlight for
right.
so long.
Yeah,
And I think
yeah.
there is we've gotten to this point of sort of like not, I don't know if it's tedium per se, but I think it's sort of like, all right, buddy, now how about we listen to some other voices? Thanks,
Yeah,
thank
exactly,
you.
exactly, exactly. And it's it's fine. There's always room for that. But now I saw. Uh, I have to tell you the most, probably one of the best theater experiences I've had in a long time was Cambodian rock band.
Oh, I was gonna ask if you wanted to play my character.
I'm like, oh man, I could. I would be more, uh, probably more
The
comfortable
dad?
playing Joe's character.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see
But
the
I'm like,
role.
I'm totally non-musical. I can't. I'm
Or you
like,
could just
Really?
air
yeah. Oh
guitar it.
no, even that. Even that I'd be like, no.
Even a maraca?
Yeah, no. I have no. The problem is I have no.
The rhythm,
I
the
can't keep the
rhythm.
beat. Right. I'm like, when do I come in? What? What? No. What? No. What? I'm too late. Ah,
We're
no.
just
I'm
gonna
too
have
early.
James Hong there, and he'll give you a signal how
Yeah.
much time you're supposed to go.
I did think of you when the show was going to New York. I was like, well, are they gonna audition
Yeah.
Francois?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did think about that.
That'd be
That's
wild.
but yeah, no, really, that I have to tell you, man. When I saw you in South Coast.
Hmm.
That's
Uh,
where I saw that show too. I that was the first time I got to see Dice
yeah,
on stage.
this was
Yes, I couldn't
before
find
you got before it went to
Oregon
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
oh yeah, yeah. Hmm.
So yeah, and I was like, cool. I was blown away. I was like, holy shit.
That's
Uh,
That's
I
it
good.
agree
was
completely as far as
yeah,
theater experiences. Like
yeah,
it is a theater experience because it's more than like a play, and it's not a
yeah,
musical. It's a
right,
goddamn rock concert
yeah,
sandwiched and folded into a really interesting, beautiful, heart wrenching play.
yeah. As a theater experience, this is very rare. I can't even remember maybe one other time, and it's not even close to this, where you go and it's just like you go, wow,
Wow.
that was just the whole package was just you were there. That's what theater was about
Mm-hmm.
because you're there live and you're watching and you're it's connecting with you
Yeah.
and you don't think about anything else, right? It's just like, oh man. I mean, there's a lot of good productions, good plays where I've been to, and I'm going in and out. I go, oh, this is, at the end of it, I thought, oh, that was really great, but it wasn't, you know, this rock band was just completely total. I was like, whoa, wow. And, oh my God, started blubbering. I'm like, oh,
Feeling all the feelings and then
yeah,
cheering all the songs.
yeah, 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 yeah. No, it's lightning struck, man. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I missed that, but yeah. Should we ask some questions from?
Yeah,
Do we have
we've been.
time yet? Yeah?
We
Is
keep
that okay,
hijacking and
Francois?
asking our own
Oh no, yeah,
questions.
I'm
So we're
fine.
like, yeah,
Whatever.
audience is at the chat's asking questions. Yeah, that's great. We have this other question that we think is.
That's cool. I
I'm.
do ramble a lot, so just stop me.
We love it.
All right.
I wonder if the first question is appropriate. Is it
This
okay?
is-
You think?
I think we have to preface this that this is from our moderator Willa,
Oh, okay.
who is also Cambo.
Okay, great. Yes.
And,
Then
and her
then
question,
yes.
Dice.
Oh,
Well,
does your family own donut shops?
I wish. I wish. No, my family is actually I'm it. My mom passed away
oh wow.
20 years ago. My biological father, when my mom and I left Vietnam, well, actually we left Cambodia, I think because my parents got divorced. So I left Cambodia with my mom and went to Saigon to live. And then we left Saigon to come to the States. So my biological father is he's passed away now too, but he stayed in Vietnam. And I mean, I say, and you know I always say, yeah, I'm Cambodian because I was born in Cambodia, born in Phnom Penh. But I'm not Khmer, so
Mm.
I don't have. I never spoke it and so forth. Um, but yeah, no, you know, if it was in my DNA to make a great donut,
I mean, maybe it is, and you just don't
Maybe it
know
is,
it.
and we just need to
I could
unlock it.
be. Yeah,
Do
it
you
could be.
bake at all? Do you bake at all? Just curious.
Like once in a rare time, I'll
So
try.
the sourdough trend hasn't hit you.
No, no. A lot of times I'm like, hey, I can just go buy this.
True.
It's not. It's not just getting all the ingredients and making it is like I say, once in a blue moon maybe. But so yeah, no, sorry. I wish if you do know a good donut
There's a
shop.
lot.
Well,
Oh, yeah, there's a lot.
yeah.
What was that one called? Oh, the one with the strawberries. That one's really good.
Yeah, but that's not
not-
Canadian.
Oh, is it?
mean
I think the owner. I thought the owner was. Oh, maybe the donut itself is not. I think the owner of it, right? Donut Man.
Oh, that's I think it's a. If we're talking about the same thing, that's the
Oh.
JA guy, the donut man guy who makes these huge
Donut Man is not Cambodian.
donuts with strawberries in season,
Yeah.
and then
not?
when peaches are in season.
Isn't that Donut Man? I think it's Donut.
I don't know. I mean, it's like it's far away. It's in-
Glendora.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is
Right?
Glendora. Okay.
Is that a donut? Is that a Cambodian thing?
I thought it was,
I
or
don't
Joe Joe said it was.
Oh, no, Joe would know better than me.
I mean, he's the one who introduced it to me, so I just assumed. Maybe I shouldn't have assumed. But there's one downtown now too.
we hear from chat that it is, and it is Donut Man.
Okay. Oh, wow.
So it's okay to enjoy.
Yes.
Donut Man.
We have it. Willa is yelling. There's a lot of all caps happening in the chat. So
Okay. I
Yes,
just remember
we are correct.
some years back when there was a story about these Cambodian women immigrants who like, it was a big article about, oh man, these donut shops where these Cambodian women were making these donuts are just amazing. That was the whole Cambodian connection kind of thing.
Yeah, and there's a beautiful documentary that actually recently came out.
Oh really?
About that sort of the trend. I believe it's called what is it, like donut? Is it American Donut Shop or something like that? Yeah.
I mean, there is a documentary about the
Cambodian
donut shop.
Cambo American Donut Shop.
I forget. Yeah, there's an actual documentary, The Donut King.
The Donut King.
The name.
Ah, there you go.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
All right. Well, I'll have to wait for my cheat day when I can eat some sugar. Go get a donut.
Here's a question. What was it like portraying a strained father and daughter relationship through Sensei Ishikawa? Because I know that you have a very
You have
great,
a good relationship with your
close relationship with your daughter, it seems like.
Yeah, if you
I mean, she talks shit on you on your Zelda game, but
no, she loves to, because I teach well, now it's a Zoom class. I teach a karate class
Oh, yes.
every Saturday. She's part of it. So,
that's
and she loves that stuff, and she loves to, I mean, when she was younger and she would kick me, it was, hey, that's pretty good. That's a good kick. Now she's 15, and when she kicks me, it's like, yeah, that's a good kick.
very good, sweetie.
Yeah, that's good. I got it. Yeah, no, she loves to do that, and she's always, punching me and kicking me, and I think that's a sign of love, right?
Absolutely.
What if your daughter turns out to be a killer just like Tomoe? What would you do?
Well,
It's a terrible question.
it depends on who she's.
We got to
killing.
hunt her down.
I think it depends on who she's killing.
Mm.
Right? And
Hmm.
there are some people that
I mean, what if she's just a really good assassin, and there's
Yeah.
some terrible
You
people
d-
that need to be taken out?
Yeah.
Only if she's killing bad people, right?
Right.
Isn't that what's that line from, you know, that Schwarzenegger movie with
Oh,
what
True
Two
Lies.
Lies? Yeah.
But they were all
Jamie Lee-
bad.
Yeah, did Jamie Lee Curtis, did you kill people? Yeah, but they were all bad.
Yeah, but they were all bad. I do think of that movie, especially like with Jin. Like, yeah, they were all bad.
Yeah. No?
Yes, but they were all bad.
They're all bad.
Exactly.
I had
Yeah.
to burn them all. I had to burn all of them.
You know.
Um,
That's the thing with the, you know, you watch that's the thing with being a good guy though, is that there's certain things you can't do, which kind of screws you up, right? You know, you're facing the bad guy, and he's saying, hey, you know, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill, you know, you don't do this to me. You stop me now, I'm gonna kill you. And you think, well,
I should stop
okay,
you.
the best thing to do is just, I'll just kill you right now, and then that's it. There's no more. There's nothing to do, right? But being a good guy, you can't do that. You gotta
You
go,
can't
okay,
use bad
I
guy
can't kill-
ways to be a good guy.
Yeah, I can't kill him. Yeah, that would solve my problem. But then I would be a bad guy, I guess.
Interesting.
That's my take on it. And I have been bad guy a lot, so you know.
Yes, I was
Take
going
that
to
with a grain of salt, audience. Bad guy, former bad guy says bad guy things are okay.
I know what I'm doing. There are no bad guys. We're all
It's
just
true.
You know,
We're all human,
Yeah.
trying to make the best choices.
Yeah.
This is a question we ask everybody, but someone in the chat asked this, so this is good. Any advice or encouragement for Asian Americans trying to make it in the entertainment industry?
Me, I'm asking.
Oh, is that you?
I mean, aren't we all just still trying to make it in the entertainment industry?
Advice, I would just say, you know, go for it. Just you gotta it's strange. When I was younger, and you know, as a student, you would ask that question to people, and most of the time, for some strange reason, the answer would be, you know what, you should think about a backup job or something, because it's hard. This business is really, really hard, and you know, there's a lot of rejection, and there's a lot of this, and so you know, just maybe you should think about something else that you want to do if it doesn't work out for you. And I'm like, well, okay, that's weird, because you don't go, hey, you know what, you know,
You're gonna fail.
being a lawyer is really hard, but maybe you should think about having a backup, you know, before you go to law school, because it might, you know, it might always be.
Yeah, I hear medicine is a really good safe choice.
I always thought, well, that's, you know, you just, if you think that way, then you've already just defeated the whole purpose of doing what you want to do. For me, anyway, this is personally. So obviously, I could be wrong, which I have been many times, and this is what you want to do. If you want to try it, then you got to just put everything you have into it. You know, try it. Yeah. If it doesn't work, believe me, something will work out, and your path will go wherever it is that you're going to go. But if you approach it with the point of, oh, this is what I want to do, but you know, I got to play it safe, and I got to think about this and that and that. That's one way. You know, I don't say that that's wrong, but for me, I think you sort of cut yourself off before you even started. So I would say, just if you want to try, you want to be an artist, an actor, a director, whatever it is that you want to do, and you have a passion for it, go for it. Don't worry, go for it. And when you do, this is especially for I guess younger actors starting out, there's a point in your head where you have to stop thinking, I'm just, uh, I'm just starting out. I'm just a student. I'm just, you know, this is what I want to do, but right now I'm not there.
Hmm.
It's so
Um,
hard.
yeah, it's hard to
It's
do
so
that.
difficult.
That's another thing. But you got to think, you know, you got to put yourself in there and say, hey, this is what I'm going to do. I'm an actor. I'm in this world. I'm not on the sidelines going studying and do all that stuff. But I'm not on the sideline going, ooh, one of these days I'll be there. One of these days I'm gonna get there somehow. No, either you're there or you're not. So just put yourself in there. You go
Hmm.
to an audition or whatever. You don't go there thinking, oh, you don't go there and tell the producer or whatever, hey, thanks for seeing me. I'm an acting student. I'm just starting out, and I want to, I'm learning. I just want to, the the person's going to say, oh, well, okay, so I'm just going to get somebody else that's going to come in here and say, here I am. I'm an actor. This is what I offer you. Uh, and you know, if that's what you like, then great. If not, then it's okay because you I'm selling you this stuff.
Yeah.
Either you buy it or you don't. It's not because I'm bad or you're bad or I'm good or bad or whatever. It's just, hey, right? Uh, that's sort of a hard mindset to get into because
Absolutely.
for me, it took a long time to get to that point where I go, okay, well, where you have that confidence that you, whatever it is you're doing, you, it's like a salesman, right? You're trying to sell somebody a pencil or something, and you go and you go, hey, look, I want to sell you this pencil, but it's okay. It's not. It's like a regular pencil. It's not the best pencil in the world. You got to sharpen it a little bit, or you got to, but here, do you want to buy it?
I don't
Maybe
know if I want this pencil.
right, right. Unless you go in there and say, this is a great pencil. Yeah, I know there's other great pencils out there, but this is as good as any of them. So if you like this pencil, here it is, right? Um, that sort of that mindset is, I guess, would be my advice to people to starting out, that
That's fantastic.
don't sell yourself short. Uh, don't cut yourself off to begin with, because if you don't have the confidence to put yourself out there, then if I'm if I'm the casting person, if I'm the producer director, uh, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go for it if
If you're not really into you,
yeah,
then I
right,
don't know why I'm gonna be into you.
right,
And not in like a into you like a
yeah, yeah,
conceited
yeah,
way, but like in that sort of and again not selling yourself way, but being sort
right,
of assured,
yeah,
self-assured in the way that you know that you're bringing yourself to the table and that
yeah,
that
yeah,
can shine. I think
yeah,
that's yeah. I think it's really tricky. One of the things for me, like I feel like I constantly have to remind myself, like if they're bringing me into this room, if I'm getting called in for this audition
mhm,
or Zoom meeting, like it's because they actually want to see me
right,
in the room. And
yeah,
oftentimes I feel like it's like we have this way of like apologizing for ourselves
yeah.
at
Oh,
roles, and it's
it's
like,
kind of
oh,
like second nature,
I might not be the thing that you're thinking of, like, but
right,
I could be a, and it's like, no, I don't care. I'm the
right,
thing. I'm the thing. I'm the
right,
person, and you're gonna give me this jab.
right, right. Yeah, no, it's kind of human
It's
nature to
it's
we're all
hard.
that way. And
Yeah, it's hard.
here I am telling you guys, oh, this is what you should do, but I'm still, as soon as I get an audition, or used to be when I walk in the room, you're still like, hmm. And then there's the whole thing of uh, when you when we still had in-person auditions, not when you walk into the room, but when you walk into the waiting room, right?
Hmm.
And you see everybody else there, and of course in your head you're already going, wow, oh shit, he's
Oh,
here.
that guy.
He
Oh, that guy.
he would be great for this, and your mind is already going, instead of going, okay, oh hey, it's we're all gonna be we're all different. We show what we have, and then it's they're gonna pick one,
Yeah.
whatever it is that they're looking for. but you have these mind games with yourself where you're going, oh, you know, I wonder if I'm right for this, or geez, damn it, I wish that was,
Yeah.
we all go through that, and it's just, I guess it just takes time for you to get over that, or I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's quieting that chatter. I feel
Yeah.
like it's oftentimes that chatter can either take over and then
Yeah.
completely derail anything that you've had prepare. Whatever you were
Right.
going to try and show them just can't stand on its legs because you're worrying about that. So it is. I feel like it's a practice of having to sort of go, cool. I can feel those things, but right now not helpful. Like
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
maybe after when I'm done and I'm in my car and I'm
Yeah.
driving away and I'm banging
In
my
your
head against
car,
the steering wheel. Maybe
in
we
your
can do
car
it
when you're
then.
going, "God, I should have
Yeah.
done this. Oh no, I didn't. Why didn't I think of that then? Oh,
But at
I should
least when you're
now.
in the room, it's hard.
Ah.
It's a
Francois,
practice.
what was the moment that you knew that you were an actor?
I don't know if it
Did you
was
have a moment?
a specific moment. I think it was a uh, gradual thing where I thought, hmm, it's kind of weird. It's almost like it's kind of a double-edged sword for me anyway. It was like, ah, you know, I you realize, oh, this is the life. This is what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm an actor, right? Which is you're like, oh, it's like, oh, great. And at the same time, you're going, oh, I'm supposed to be an actor. Now it's going to be,
Oh,
it, it's like,
jeez.
it's like
I'm
it's
an
chosen
actor.
you as opposed to you going, I'm going to be an actor. It's like, you're an actor.
Oh.
You have no choice now because it's in you.
Mm.
And whatever you do from now on, it's there. So you might not, depending on what you think of as success or whatever, uh, you might not be getting booked for jobs or whatever, but it's still in you. And whatever you're doing a day job or something, but that thing about being an actor is still there, and you do whatever you have to do to fill that.
Mm.
Um, and it, but maybe you are successful and you're booking stuff, and you're going, oh hey, now this is what I'm supposed to do. But like when I say uh, it chooses you, it's like it's I see I see a lot of friends of mine who I think are incredibly talented, uh, just uh, wonderful, wonderful artists and actors, and for whatever reason, they are not they're not. I guess, like I say, however you define success, they're not getting what they should be getting.
Mm.
But they're still actors. They're still, and they
Mm-hmm.
find ways to keep that going. But it's really, I mean, I guess it's just a lot of luck where you go, hey, that person is just as talented or whatever, and for whatever reason, this person is getting the jobs, and this person is not.
Right.
And it may change, right? It may, whatever, but it's not something that you go, oh, you got a lot of talent, you're going to be successful, you're going to work all the time, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know, right? You go, oh, that's one of the weird parts about this business is that it's, at least for me, I think it's just a lot of, I mean, luck plays a huge part.
There's a
You know?
whole aspect of this whole industry that is completely out of our hands.
Oh yeah,
Like, and that's I think one of the, I don't know, when I have friends or people, or if I ever teach stuff, like people are like, what's the best piece of advice? It's like, well, one of the things to know and hold in your heart and figure out how to be okay with is to know that literally most of the decisions that are made are not personal,
yeah,
and
no,
have no, and your actual whatever energy or effort that you've mustered or put into or thrown at this moment
Right.
Sometimes will have literally can have no bearing on what you're doing, because sometimes those decisions are made outside of you, out of any power you have. Like, you could have given the best audition of your life,
Right. And
and that
yeah.
part could have been cast because it's already been cast, and they have literally nothing they can do about it. You know,
Right. Right. Yeah.
there's so many things that exist in this industry, and it sounds like such a groundless thing to ask someone to like take on, which is why I feel like it's that, yeah, get used to groundlessness.
Yeah. I mean, what they all say about, oh, it is a very, very hard career to jump into, but it's not, but other things are hard. So if you're going to try it, then, accept that it's going to be like this, and just, and go for it. It's not, it is more, if you're, everybody say, oh, you got to have a thick skin, and you got to, it's true. You get rejected, what would they, when I used to go out for commercials, and they used to say, "Ooh, you're lucky if you get one out of like 30 commercials, or one out of whatever," right?
Yeah.
And you think, yeah, that's a lot, but still, it's like, you're gonna have a lot of rejections before you get something,
Yeah.
and it's not, you go out for 100 auditions, and what if you book, two of those jobs? Hey,
Mm-hmm.
that's two more jobs than the other people who didn't get that job, right?
Yeah.
And you don't know how, why, but you just gotta, you know,
Fate smiled upon you.
yeah, yeah, it's, I've always, I used to think, when I was auditioning when I was younger, I always thought, and this I thought was the mistake, was I would get the sides or whatever, and I would see the character breakdown, and in my mind I would say, okay, how am I going to be like this character and show the producers, you know, the character that they want.
Mm.
And I think, until I stopped thinking like that, because when I did, I never got the job. I think it's because, and then what I find now is, and again, this is just me personally, this is what I believe, is that you bring to the character, or to the part, what you have to offer yourself,
Mm-hmm.
not what
Absolutely.
you can try to, mold yourself into what you think they're looking for. You just have to be, you make choices, and you have to be, this is how I think the character is, and this is how you present it to them. And hopefully that's how, if I was on the other side, I don't want to see a bunch of people coming in trying to be a certain thing that they think I want them to see.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see, oh, that's a good take on that. Oh, that's a different take. But I want to
Yeah.
see the different personality, the different people, right? Whatever it was you bring to it. And I think that's, that's sort of, I think that's what's worked for me. Um, but again, this business is like, we don't know. We don't know anything. It's like,
Absolutely.
we think,
Absolutely.
oh, this is the way we're supposed to do it. Oh, this is what works. Oh, this is great. And it's like, oh, well, no, maybe not. So,
Or maybe for you, maybe for me, maybe for
right.
one person where this series of things works, and then another person it's like none of that
Yeah,
works.
yeah. Right. Right. Exactly. And they could
Yeah,
be, and they might be right.
and I totally agree with you, and I still have the hard time with that voice of, like, as you read the script, it's like, oh, the script says this
Right.
person is supposed to be
Right.
hardcore,
Yeah.
or whatever
Yeah. Yeah.
adjective
Yeah.
that they use. Oh, it's like, I should be more like this.
Right.
Yeah.
Or my take on
This would be
what they
like,
wrote.
Right.
yeah. And it's this
So,
idea of like square peg round hole, or like, sort of, where you are like a beautiful unique shaped peg that doesn't need to try and shove yourself into a round hole.
Right.
Like, you be you be your own beautiful shape, and then try and see what that goes. I don't know.
yeah.
It's weird because, in different, eh, media, I guess, or maybe not. It's changing a little now, but let's say for an episodic TV show, right? A regular like a cop show or a lawyer show or whatever.
Procedural.
Yeah, the the characters they see them a certain way. It's very hard to get them to see them. It's like, oh, this works, so let's just
Archetypes.
this
Right.
archetype, right? So that, I think that's one of the reasons why I do a lot of bad guys, because I
Right.
go in, I see the script or the size or whatever, and I go, oh, this guy I've played like 100 times. I know exactly what they want.
I know what you want.
I know exactly what you want. It's dull and boring, and it's but
It's what you want.
I know, yeah. So you give them that, and you go, I mean, I've tried it. There's a few times where and I guess it didn't work because I never got the jobs, but I go, this is maybe, why does he have to be so, stone faced and
My
drug
first
lordy
12
kind
lines are just grunts. Thanks.
yeah, drug lordy kind of guys. And so I'm gonna try to make him, not just be like a nice guy. He's the bad guy. Why can't he just be this charming, whatever? Um, I tried that once, and then this said, and this is I had gotten the job already, right? So
Oh,
I
okay.
guess I didn't do that to get the job. But once I was there, I was like, oh, let me try this something. And they said, hey, that was great, but that's not like that. Just do the other thing.
Thank you, but no.
I said, oh, okay.
You're
okay.
offering us this beautiful, like,
Yeah, I got you.
intricate thing, but we want the
No,
burger.
we don't have time for that. We only got 2 minutes now, and that's it. That's it. Thank you.
Wow.
But that's part of the business, right? That's the kind of stuff you have to expect. At
Yeah.
least for us actors of color, that I don't know if it's not quite the same for white actors and so forth, but like I say, here's the question for you guys. In the last, I'd say 30, 40 years, it's been like every 10 years or so, maybe more, there's a point where some Asian American project comes out, and there's a lot of buzz about it, and then there's a lot of things that, oh, now it's gonna get better, it's gonna change for us, things are gonna be, and then maybe for a split second, and it sort of goes back to the way it was, and another 10 years goes by, and then something else comes up, and we get all, ooh, this is going to be great. This is going to be great. So a couple years ago, Crazy Rich Asians came out. Everybody's going, oh, this is going to be great for Asian American actors. There's going to be a lot of projects because it's a big hit and this and that. It feels like right now that this time it took hold a little more than it used to. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know how, if this is it, if this is what's gonna kind of burst things open.
Yeah.
But it feels like it's more than it used to be, at least for me. Well, how do you guys see does it feel like there's more? I mean, obviously there's a lot more opportunities for a lot of actors now, but
Yeah.
it's been kind of slow coming. Right?
I hope so, obviously, but I think even with the new president just now, what's happening, because I would expect Biden to be a centrist.
Yeah.
But maybe that's not the case. I mean, I feel like the conversations, the bigger conversation is happening, and things are because of what happened in the 4 years. I think the majority of Americans are facing the fact, facing their racist side and history of themselves. And I think that's actually helping all of us to, reconcile with that and I think that's part of it,
Absolutely.
And
go on. Sorry.
No, I think that was it.
Just in like, I think there are you know, I think the farewell, like with sort of the riding the Crazy Rich Asians fresh off the boat, like all of that wave has kind of transformed now into Parasite, into Ghost, into the farewell coming out, and then
Yeah.
Minari,
Hmm.
which is you know currently doing the rounds. Like I think that there's you know because I feel like it started like Crazy Rich Asians kind of got the like Tinder sort of rekindled the Tinder again,
Yeah.
and then like since then it's sort of now what seems slightly different is that I think there are more people one who are of Asian descent in production positions, in directorial positions, you know, and obviously not in a way that is you know really significant, but more so than there were 10, 20 years ago. And so I
Yeah.
think that's sort of able to start steering, as well as the viability of you know I think with Parasite winning the Academy Award was sort of a huge upset slash you know slightly symbolic whatever you know and not you know whatever Academy whatever
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you know at the same time I think it was able to shake at least a little bit of things from a little bit of cobwebs I think from these giant monolithic industries that we kind of sort of see as sometimes unmovable or unshakable. And so I think that there has been this media synergy where I think there's a potential, you know, in keeping the momentum going.
Well, but again, with what happened with Parasite, I would add that it's like I'm not going to celebrate until an Asian American movie wins
Right.
something like that, because what happened to Minari is that
Yeah.
they were not
There you
Yeah,
go.
and that's the thing.
nominated for,
Two
what is
steps
that, Golden Globe
forward,
or?
three steps
Right.
back. Yeah, it was
But
disqualified from I think Golden Globes, and technically, yeah,
yeah,
they just said that
and I
it's
wonder,
not.
Francois. I think my question is, well, I would say that like it's what's great about what's happening with Minari is at least we're having that conversation, and also maybe because of internet. I think that's one of the huge differences
Yes.
where that can spread really fast. That to call something out like that, and I think that's one of the big differences. Did people, you know, when you started out, do people talk about it amongst the Asian American communities, but maybe didn't like, you know?
You know, it was a. It's kind of like it's always there. It was building. I remember in like what was it? It must be like late '80s. You guys are you guys are so young.
I was
Uh,
alive.
there was the whole Miss Saigon
Mm-hmm.
stuff,
Oh
right?
yes.
Yeah.
That's when the Asian American uh, the industry, the artistic community, kind of I think began to say, "Hey, this is bullshit. You know,
Yeah.
we can't do this anymore."
Yep.
And it felt like I mean, I was there. I remember, and we were all trying to push it out there, and it just. I remember we were down at the equity office waiting for them to make a decision about if it's if they're going to do something about the shows in New York and so forth. And the message was out there, kind of,
Mm.
but and it was so disheartening when it's sort of just kind of it was like, oh, we support you up to a point, but no, we
Right.
don't support you that much.
It was lip service.
Right.
It was
So
yeah.
then you're like, oh shit. But at that point, people were already were then going, okay, we got to speak up. We can't just take it. We can't. I mean, it wasn't. It was like at the same time. What is that movie? Remo Williams. Remember that movie? No, right? Because
No.
it was bad, but it was one of the leads. The main character was supposed to be this older Korean martial arts master. Even though it was your typical stereotypical old
Mm-hmm.
ancient martial arts master, um, it was Joel Grey in Yellowface.
Ah.
in the movie. And at that time, there was a little talk about it, and then the producers are going, "Oh well, we looked all over, and we know this Asian actor, and we know this Asian actor, but he wasn't quite the way like we see the character. So of course we had to go with Joel Grey putting on his makeup."
Ah,
And
yes,
this
because the MC from Cabaret is the iconic
right,
Asian man.
right, and this was I think it was like 1980. I gotta say 86, 87, something like that.
Yeah,
That wasn't that long ago.
yeah.
So that's what the Miss Saigon thing happened a couple years later,
Mm-hmm.
and it's sort of that's when people got attention, but then it back down, right? Remember All American Girl, the sitcom, right?
Oh,
Right? It came out, everybody's going, "Oh, great,
Margaret.
Margaret is going to be this is a
Yep,
great thing for Asian Americans." Came out, back down,
yep.
right? Joy Luck Club came out. Oh, this is going to be great. Going to be a
Mm.
lot more, nothing, right? So that's why now with Crazy Rich Asians, I'm a little more hopeful because, like Dice says, now we have social media,
Yeah,
and that makes a huge difference
Yeah.
because it's right out there, and uh, it's not hard to kind of I don't know protest or whatever, but everybody has their opinions and it's out there, and,
yeah.
and everybody can see how people feel, right?
Yeah.
I'm hoping, and I gotta ask you guys too. It's just like because we live here, we're in Los Angeles, we're kind of in a bubble, right?
Mm-hmm.
we kind of we all think the same, and we're thinking,
Yeah.
oh, things are great, and it's gonna, everybody's. But I don't know if it's because we're in this bubble, and I see, Dice was saying that, thank God that um, that Biden is in now, and then
Mm-hmm.
what's his face is I don't want to say his name,
The
but
Cheeto.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's gone.
but you can see how strong that grip of racism is
Yeah.
still trying to. I mean, the
And how
attack on the
easily it's
Capitol,
manipulated, and
the
how
attack on the Capitol
yeah.
was just going. I was just going, holy shit! These guys, it's like uh, they're not going to let go. There's the white supremacists or the white whatever. It's not like, oh my God, things are changing, so that's it. No, the roots are there. It's strong, man. I don't know how.
And they're
how,
deep, and I think
yeah,
that's the reckoning I think that's currently happening and that will be happening for the next few years. I mean,
yeah,
I think it is sort of oftentimes a lot of people wanted to just straight out deny that
yeah.
it existed, and that it was a thing, and then the evidence just sort of keeps piling up on top of the fact that, like, you can't tell me that there isn't a racial problem in America right now, and if you look at how those capital insurrectionists, these people who
Mhm.
are sowing sedition and committing what people would say treason against this country, are being let go with a slap on the wrist and a warning. And we have people like Khalif Browder, who was accused of stealing a backpack that he didn't
Mhm.
actually steal and had to serve like 16 years at Rikers because he's a young
Yeah,
black man. Like, uh, these things are, I think, yeah, again, talking about the power of social media and all that stuff, it's sort of the one of the things is that people are able to communicate with each other, and these sort of larger ideas are able to find homes
yeah.
within people's brains and minds and hearts at a lot faster rate than we used to be able to, which I
It's
think is hopeful.
it's very hopeful. Last years, I just did a Zoom panel thing with some Vietnamese American
Mm.
actors, and I was telling them how how proud I was to see all these young artists in series regulars that I've never seen in anywhere else. We had like Levi Tran in MacGyver,
Mm-hmm.
Chantal Thuy in Black Lightning, and now
Mm-hmm.
this is a Krista Mariyu in Last Man Standing is a regular. Uh, Nicole Kang in Batwoman. It's there's so many Andrew Fung in Kim's Convenience and all.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of series regulars now who are Asian American. Uh, it just makes me, you know, it's like my God, I've never seen so many people that look like me on
On
TV.
screens.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's it's amazing. It's amazing. It's like, of course we're always guarded and thinking, oh my God, this is it. This is, you know, there's never going to be, there's no more racism. There's not, everything is
Yeah.
fine. It's not, of course, but it feels like uh, it's the first time where I feel like we're not going to go back to what it was before. We're not
Yeah.
going to go. We're not going to have to slide back down and then try to get back up to where we were again. It's almost like, hey, it may not be a big explosion, but it's going to be, you know, it's going to be a lot better.
It's a sustaining movement.
Yeah, yeah.
What? Yeah, it's great to hear the history behind it though, because like uh, I don't want to. Well, with the thing with the Minari thing, it's like that's a moment where I
Yeah.
mean, I'm great that it's out there. The movie's out there.
Right.
I think that in itself is an accomplishment. But if they don't change anything,
Yeah.
that is going to be another moment of, oh, they care,
Things
but
are go
not
just lip service again. Yeah.
right. Because
Yeah.
it's so easy to just change that, you know?
Yeah. And I think
But
it's like I guess it'll take a lot of time. I don't know. I mean, with Minari, uh, you think the only reason they uh, characterize it as a foreign movie is not because most of the time they're speaking Korean. It's not this. No, it's because
No.
it's because
It's
of the
this
way they look.
face.
Yeah,
It's this
exactly.
face.
As soon as you
Because
see it, you go, "Oh,
don't get
that's
me
not."
started. The artist. The artist was completely in French.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
so freaking French. Like, why did it even? What?
oh,
How can you make that comparison? You awarded it the award.
hmm
I didn't even
That
think of
doesn't
that.
work.
yeah. No,
Sorry.
I think it's the excuse is, oh, they're speaking in a foreign language, but deep down, you know that it's
Yeah.
still because
and even
that's
but
the way.
also like the with the artist, I'm gonna harp on the artist for a second, but like it was actual, like they had French company, like production
Yeah, yeah,
companies
yeah,
that,
yeah.
whereas again Minari A24 American.
Yeah.
They are American.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So it's it like I say, it feels like good. There's good changes, but every once in a while, you even now you go, oh, Minari, it's still happening,
Yeah, it's
right?
still
And you
happening.
go, oh, okay. Well, I guess it's sad that that you have to just keep fighting. But I guess that's the only way it's gonna change. I guess, right?
Yeah.
Oh my
Because
god,
I think
just started
for
raining
you guys,
outside.
when you go out on auditions now and stuff, uh, at least I think the roles aren't as you know gang leader or accented uh,
Probably for
Chinese,
him.
Chinese waiter or whatever or anymore.
I still get a lot of those.
I mean,
They're still out there. They're still out there.
I
But
mean, and it's also that thing where like I fully acknowledge that that's a type that I fit, that I've
yeah,
done,
but
that I do, like, but there's also a lot. There's also way more, more interesting characters, more different
mhm.
characters. It's not just the bodyguard and Asian thug. We have things like Norio. We have
Yeah,
things like Jin Sakai. Like
yeah.
we have Sensei Ishikawa. We have
But I say that even though those parts are still there, I think we got to start thinking about when we book jobs like that. We
hmm.
don't have to play it the way
mm-hmm.
it's the way they see it in
Oh,
their thing.
absolutely.
You don't have to be the subservient person. Why can't you be whatever? So I don't
Hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm. I think really, it's. I think mostly since Ghost For me, it's been like I think I had never really thought of that context. Well, I mean, in certain ways, but like just sort of like I'm a young actor. This is I'm here and I'm trying to give me all the roles. I'll do whatever, like and then it's sort of I think it was a thing for me as well. Like after having experienced Norio and the writing team and sort of the care that the project took in telling all of our stories and actually listening to us and things and then being like, oh, this next role you're auditioning for is you're gonna be an Asian thug and you're gonna kill someone. Great, cool. And it's like, wait, is this a thing that I have to do? Are they?
Well,
do they really
that's a kind of a hard that's kind of a fine line, right? Because those parts are always going to be out there, and they'll maybe go get less and less as people find out. We don't have to do that, but they're going to be there always because there's people out there that totally think opposite of what we think.
Yeah.
Right. So that's your.
I mean, there are people out there that think that we made coronavirus, like
Yeah.
literally, the three of
Right,
us,
exactly.
like,
Right.
and then we're giving it to everyone through the internet.
Yeah. So I think as an actor or whatever, individually, I guess it's just up to you to figure out, this is what this is my career. This is what I am, and this is what I do. So, do I do it? And hopefully just do it in a way that's is less offensive as I think it's going to be, or do I not take the job and say, this is I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
And the next guy's going to take the job. So, right. And we're always thinking, oh, got to build up my resume. Got to get, because if I don't, I'm not going to get whatever. Right. So it's like I say, it's personally for every individual to go, hey, I can't, I watch some things where I go, man, why would
is that necessary?
why would you do that? Right?
Why did you take this job?
Right.
Like
then I go, you know what? I don't know everything behind it. I don't know why. And that person that's the decision. I don't know anything about it, so I can't really judge. But,
and then at the same, and for me, it's also that thing of like, it's a job, man. I get it. Like, this industry is awful, and if it means you're getting a paycheck, and it means that you can pay your rent and take care of yourself and go for those other jobs, then okay, I'm not gonna. But it's that thing of like now, something that I never used to do was like think about, well, where do I fit in within the context of the bigger picture about this project? Like, where does my face and my features and my voice and the things that make me distinctly who I am, but also are reflective of Asians and Koreans and all that, like, how does that fit into this world? And if it's a thing where it's like, well, it's kind of the butt of a joke, and then it's like, red flags.
Yeah.
I say it's up to you, right? You kind of go, you don't think about, wow, if I do this job, that means it's not just getting paid right now. Down the road, I get residuals. This is going to go towards my medical, my health insurance.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that you just can't go, oh man, that, it's almost like a luxury that if you were independently wealthy, you could just go, fuck that, I don't need that money.
Yeah.
But we're not, so we have to. I can't, like I say, it's very hard for me to judge. I see a lot of stuff where I think is really offensive, and I go, "Why the fuck are you doing that?" But I can't really judge it as to why.
Yeah.
You don't know, right? You just go, hey.
There was one audition, and I just went in and did it. But I hope that next time I encounter those types of audition, I can go in there and say, and the scene was basically the main character in the scene was being racist towards me, and the person kind of gets a slap, and not even a slap on the hand, basically. So hopefully I can be in the room and say, hey, if I get this job, I'm going to change it so that it's that this main character is gonna get what she deserves, and not do it this, and just
Right.
let them know I can do this scene as written, but just so you know, if you hire me, I'm not gonna do it this way.
I can do what you want.
Yeah, because at least, I mean, it was also comedy, so maybe there's room for
Right.
improv,
Right.
and so at least they'll know what kind of person they're hiring, and hopefully they, again, the conversation that we're having right now is more progressive in the way that people, you're working with people who welcome that kind of
Right.
collaboration, because ultimately that's going to make
Yeah.
them less racist
Right.
and make the product better.
Yeah.
Because, you know, and also, like, yeah, if you, like, I don't want to work with people who don't want to collaborate in that way. So, you know,
Yeah, I think it's like I say, it's social media has really kind of made it so that it's a lot more. Um, the person will say, "Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. I understand what you're saying." They're open to your
right.
view, right? They're not going, "Oh, but
Mm-hmm.
this is no, it's funny." So that's the other thing too. Hey, it may be racist, but it's funny, so it's okay. No, it's not okay.
Oh yeah,
Funny for
we
who?
know.
Funny for
Yeah.
who?
It's funny to you, but not.
We're on Twitch and Discord, and yeah, we know what that can be like.
Yeah, right.
We've seen that.
There's a lot more. It's a lot more open, but at the same time, I think, like I was saying, maybe we're in the bubble where we don't really understand where the a lot more people also who are not open still.
Yeah.
And it's just oh geez, I thought we're progressive here, but it's like you yank you back and you go, oh shit. So, and I'm saying this because these last 4 years have really, really kind of shown me, you think, wow, 8 years of Obama, we got to be fucking, it's got to be just.
Look into the future.
Yeah, it's great now. Look, I mean, it's not perfect, but then you see this last 4 years and you go, oh man, those guys are just, they weren't open-minded. They just crawled underneath and waited until they could come out and be, as racist as they really are again.
Yeah.
So you go, well, I guess hopefully that's not the case, but it's always it's sad that we always have to think that through that
lens. We've got that extra, and it's in some ways I feel like it's, yes, it sucks, but then in some other ways I'm like, I'm glad I have it though. Like I'm glad I could bring it into perspective to be like, is this actually? Oh yeah, that's pretty okay. Yeah, like it sort of cuts through. You're able to get through the bullshit at least.
No, it's good. I always hear, it takes time for these things to change. And it's true, but the sad thing is, why does it take so much time, right? I mean, it's just, I accept it, but I guess it's just the way it is.
We just got to move to all the rural places and force them to deal with it.
Yeah.
I'm going to move to Alabama.
Yeah.
No offense to any Alabamans on stream. I've never been there. I'm sure it's lovely.
Well, like you said, like I think we discussed this, but yeah, it's the consistency, right? We just have to keep fighting and not, with again, going back to Minari, it's like, let's not take that defeat, it's like, no.
Yeah.
We're not.
I mean, until the awards day happens, we're fighting.
No, it's like it's almost it's so weird. Like in the last 20 years, right? I remember when people first started eating sushi and the stuff, right? And it was like, oh my god, this is so exotic. This is it.
How long?
Now sushi is like it's like apple pie, right?
You get it at the gas station now.
Yeah. So
I don't get it at the gas station.
No,
One
but it's great.
could.
It's like it's in the language. When you say sushi, people don't go, "What is that?" People go, oh yeah, right? When you say pho, people don't go, oh, what the hell is that?
I mean,
You
even
know?
yeah. Oh, you mean faux?
Yeah. But all this stuff now is sort of being, you know,
It's entered
uh,
the cultural
yes, enter the
consciousness.
cultural thing. So now, hopefully, there's a day when you say, oh, instead of saying, hey, wow, that's as American as apple pie, you can say, hey, that's as American as kimchi. That's
American
as
is chow
American
mein.
as, uh, yeah, like sushi or something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that starts people thinking, it'll, you know, maybe it'll be less the time when they go, oh, Minari, what does that mean? Look at those people, and so that can't be Americans, right?
Right. We are Americans.
Yeah.
It's been
Oh
2 hours,
my gosh. Oh
y'all.
my
We
god,
gotta.
Francois! I'm
Yeah.
so
Dude,
we. Whoa,
It's
see, I
been.
told you
Francois
I
wins
I
the
wish.
rambled.
record.
I
I wish we
rambled, so
could
you
keep
guys have to
going,
stop
but
We
me.
love the ramble.
Oh,
I mean, I have. Yeah. I feel like as we talk, I just think of more
I
questions and I'll get
know
to
it's
know
that
you
thing of
more.
like also because y'all we didn't get to hang out. We didn't
that's
really. We
true.
were just
It's true.
working. So now it's just
True.
like tell us everything, Francois.
We could end it with what was it like acting in front of four guys in turtle suits? Don't ramble, Francois.
Okay. I kind of felt bad for them because those suits were not fun, and
Oh,
you had
I,
to. I think you
Oh
have to
no.
stop like every half hour, and they would take the head off and stick the air conditioning tube down
oh
down the suit
wow.
for a while.
And they're
And it
moving
was
around a lot
Yeah.
too.
yeah, oh yeah. Well, because they
Must
had
be-
not just they had the four acting turtles,
And then they
and then
had
they had
stunt
the
turtles.
four
Oh,
stunt turtles,
Of
right?
course.
right. 8
So
turtles.
you know,
8 turtles.
And
yeah.
2 mice?
2 rats?
No,
Or
those are
mice?
the puppets.
Oh, they're
Those
They're
puppets.
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 puppets,
Okay.
which
Okay.
is okay. Actually, the face of the acting turtles were
They're animatronic,
animatronic.
right? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, that
right.
was amazing back then.
That
The
Yeah.
was so
whole
wild. I mean, the practical effects are still, I think, so underrated and but so good. Like the,
Mandalorian, man, come on! I
yep,
believe that little
that
Groku.
little bit, that little grow, that little baby.
Oh, you should be in that show. I mean, I want all of us to be in that show, but you could totally I can see you in that show. My goodness.
Hey, they're doing a bunch of spin-offs, so maybe we'll all get a chance.
That's the
Yeah.
goal. I think that's we Ghost of Tsushima. We're just gonna transfer over. Everyone gets taken to a
There you
separate
go.
Lucasfilm series. One of us just each branches. I think why
If
not?
Game of Thrones actors can be in it, other
For real.
GOT actors can be.
We can spread all
Ghost
the
of Tsushima.
GOT love.
Don't talk to me about Game of Thrones.
Oh,
Oh,
really? Why? Oh, you don't like it?
I loved it
Oh,
until
Until the end.
until the act. Okay, that's another hour.
yeah.
yeah,
Oh.
that's the whole. Man.
It's true. It's true. It's true. I can't wait for the book. Anyway,
It's so funny how, and it's also this. I had this conversation the other day. Like, it's like, remember when it was literally it had gripped the balls of like the consciousness of the world. Everyone was like,
Yes.
Game of
It
Thrones,
was
Game of Thrones, 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 Game of Thrones.
I was filming in Toronto, and my hotel didn't have HBO, and I was going. Oh, I was like, oh shit, what do I do? What do I do? I'm like, I can't wait. I almost went to. There was a bar that had that would show
Game of
Game of
Thrones.
Thrones
Wow.
at the bar. I was maybe I can find out where it is and I could take this bus and I
Take
could
the
go.
bus to the bar so I can watch it. Yes.
That is involved.
That
Yeah,
is commitment. That is, Francois, you were in it.
that's
You
what
were
it was,
in it.
right? I was like,
Yeah.
that was yeah. And
Oh,
then
And then
Then
we
what happened?
all got disappointed, and now it's been forgotten. Like I
it
don't
is
know, like
so
a bad
it's amazing how
hookup. Like
it's just
it's like
the way,
Game of Thrones. Oh, what do you
yeah.
mean?
It's true. Yeah. Book would be
There,
better.
there is the prequel coming, so
But then you get. But what if it's?
I've been burnt.
Yeah.
I shall never trust again like I did before.
maybe they learned something. I don't know. Yeah, you always hope.
Maybe you hope, but
But prequels, I always think, you know what? I don't want to know what's happened before. I already saw we're past that.
But also, like, didn't they
Oh.
talk about? We know what happened. They had another bad dragon family, and they
Yeah.
had to get put down.
Right.
Well, I mean, Better Call Saul is another show, but that's another
But
story.
Better Call Saul is so great.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I heard.
Anyway.
Anyways, I don't want to keep you. Wow, it's almost 5 o'clock.
Oh my gosh, we've done 2 hours. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well,
Can we say who's coming up next week?
I believe we can.
I think we can. I think we said it. So, yeah, you do it. Next
All
week.
right,
we
everyone.
have
Next week on our Ghost of Tsushima cast hangout is the
Our friend.
amazing Patrick Gallagher.
Patrick Gallagher. Yay!
The car.
Is he back from?
Yeah. I
from,
think he's still. I think he
Toronto
might
or-
still be up there.
No, not
but we're
Toronto.
zooming.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
still working.
I think he's still working.
He's busy.
I think he's in BC.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah,
he's
in
but,
Vancouver.
yeah. But yeah, we've got Khan on, so we've got amazing Patrickness.
All right.
He'll be on and answering questions and hanging out. So I hope you're all excited because I'm very excited.
Yeah. That'd be
Khan.
Khan! I know. All the nerds out there, we see you. We see you.
All right. Well, thank you all,
All
for
right.
watching.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys. Like I say, it's been great. It's great to just chat,
Talk and
talk,
hang out.
Yeah.
hang out, and I'm not sure if it's as interesting to other people as it is to me, but
But we're having a good
Interesting.
chat.
Yeah. We're having a good chat.
Alrighty, everyone.
Did Nate and Billy do anything to you?
Oh,
Did they ask you to do anything?
did they
Weird.
ever ask for any weird things, funny voices?
Nate and Billy, who's that?
Yeah, that's the answer. It's true though because it was never on the mocap stage.
Yeah, and Nate came to the studio I think a couple times, but when we were doing VOs, he largely wasn't there. That's true.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was. They were part of the mocap stage.
Oh, okay.
Director. Yeah, that's why.
Nate's the
So
director.
The answer to that is
Who?
no. Nothing. Who?
He didn't ask anything untoward or weird.
As-
There were no
as-
weird requests.
He answered the question with a question, as sensitive do.
Expertful. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good night, everyone. Thank you
Good
so
night, everybody.
much. Bye. Have a dandy rest of
Bye.
your weekend. Bye.
Yay! Bye.
Bye. Yay. Wait.
Are we done?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.